Hello, hello, and welcome to In Sound Health, where Candy and I, Athena, are guiding you to merging the wisdom of the body, the mind, and the soul together to really allow you to live a fully embodied life, to allow your radiance to shine. And so we're really excited for you guys to be here. This is our episode number 2, and it happens to fall on a very important day, or the pre-day. We're actually having a full moon tomorrow. It's actually going to be in the morning, I think, in our zone here. So, and a total lunar eclipse. So we're really excited to share with you guys today a little bit of information about what this means for us energetically and how we can kind of armor ourselves up or protect our energy and nourish ourselves through these changing times, because this is a very transformational period, right? So there may be some friction, there may be some heavy energy, there may be some very high frequency energy that you're feeling. And so we're going to talk about that today to help you really navigate this time. So let's start with you, Candy. I know you have a desire and a love for the stars. So let's talk about what is this moon and what are we going to be experiencing?
Okay. Wow. So I have notes because this just isn't a typical full moon. Obviously, in case some people don't know what a full moon is, it is the sun and the moon are directly opposite one another in the sky. And so you have the sun in one sign and the moon in another, which happens to be this time the sun in Scorpio and the moon in Taurus. On top of that, this full moon, we have a total lunar eclipse, which we will be able to view here in the United States. So that's exciting. It's a lot on top of just the regular energy of a full moon. So first off, I just have my notes here. The full moon is in Taurus. Taurus is grounded and earthly and security. It's also ruled by Venus. So you have love and intimacy and affection energy. But it also has to do with our finances, our debt, what we earn, our resources. It also is materialistic and what we bring in, what we have around us. Taurus energy likes comfort. They want things that make them feel good. Soft, plush blankets, cozy beds, the cozy house. So they want to feel good with all of their items that they have. Taurus is also our physical needs, what we physically need to have to survive. So that's the Taurus energy. Then on the other side, we have Scorpio. So Scorpio sometimes gets a bad rap. And I love Scorpio people.
I'm a Scorpio.
Yes. So Scorpio is all about transformation, your subconscious, the shadow, your intuition, things that are taboo. It's also that death and rebirth. It's your emotional side, where Taurus was your physical. Scorpio is going to be your emotional, the depths, the deep, dark depths of your emotions. So with this full moon, we're kind of looking at a balance between what we want and what we actually need, because they're very different. We want lots and lots of things in our lives, but what do we actually need to be fulfilled and survive? Completely different, probably. So we're at 16 degrees Taurus, 16 degrees Scorpio with the sun and the moon, complete opposites. So if you are a fixed sign right now, you're going to feel this energy a lot more than some of the other signs. And if you have planets or anything that kind of is in that close to that 16 degree, anywhere from like, I'd say 12 to 20 degrees, you're going to feel that energy more prevalent right now, whatever planet that happens to be. Eclipses are fast moving energy. It comes in, flips the switch, and moves out. And the theme can kind of play over about 6 months at a time. So something could drastically happen this week, but you're going to feel it for the next 6 months. It's going to be a change that you have to incorporate over the next 6 months or so. This actual energy we have been working with since last year. If you haven't been aware, some of the same themes kind of just keep popping up. You kind of think you're moving through and you're done with it, and then it slides back in and says, hello, we haven't finished this work yet. So 6 months at a time is kind of how you have to break it down. I always suggest not making any big decisions during eclipse windows, that 2-week period. They kind of can mask things. We want to wait till things kind of clear out and be sure that that's actually what we're seeing, what we're feeling, and what we're knowing. So for everybody, this is going to feel a little bit different because based on your chart, here's my chart. So based on your chart, somewhere on your chart, you have Taurus energy and you have Scorpio energy. I know people are like, oh, but I'm a Leo, or I'm a Sagittarius. Well, yes, you are a sun sign, moon sign, but somewhere in your chart, you have these signs and this energy. So for Taurus, Taurus in your chart is going to be where you are going to be building currently. So for instance, you're going to be stabilizing this energy. You're going to be securing it. You're going to be using your talents, your gifts, your resources to build this area of your life up. So for me, this is my 4th house. My 4th house is my home and family. So right now, over this last year and right now in the next 6 months, I'm going to be focused on building my home for my family. What that means to me, that, it's going to be securing it, my resources, where I lay my roots for my family, and how I manage that. It also can have to do with your ancestors, your inner child, some, with your internal home. So I'm also working on a lot of inner child aspects in my life. On the other end, you have Scorpio somewhere in your chart. This is going to be the area doing the hard work. Scorpio makes you do the hard work. So you're going to be breaking down, letting go, shredding up what's there that doesn't need to be there. And so for me, that's in my 10th house. The 10th house is your public image, your career, your reputation. It's a house of reputation. So this last year, next 6 months, I'm breaking down who people on the outside think I am. sometimes we get this reputation on the outside that is not even close to who we are on the inside based on society standards. So I will be, working on what I stand for, my legacy, breaking down, kind of that image that people have of me that isn't actually authentic. So everybody has those two in your wheel somewhere. Yay, look at yours. And so you have to kind of go around the wheel, find what house, if you have any planets that are in those houses, those will highly affect your energy, your work that has to be done. Another thing with this eclipse and full moon is the other planets in the sky right now. Holy bang. The biggest one is Uranus. Uranus is at 13 degrees Taurus. That means it is 3 degrees away from the moon. So it's literally, it's called conjunct moon. And it is literally like degrees from your north node. Your north node is your destiny, where you're going. That's your path. With that big energy with the moon and the north node in Uranus, it is going to be the unexpected. It's going to be whatever, if you're not aligned in your path of where you're going, you're not sure, it's going to really push you. It's going to really make you get in track, get online. But the closer you are to your goals, to where you're supposed to be going, you'll feel that less. But if you're not on track, you're really going to feel the pull. Something drastic could actually happen to put you on that path. Uranus is the father of electricity. So it's all about big changes, innovation, discovery. It's unpredictable chaos gonna happen. Radical changes. Uranus breaks down structures and patterns.
And it's kind of, this is kind of coming in too, like if you think of like the Egyptian pantheon, it'd be Wadjet, which is also the midwife or the holder of Kundalini life force. So it's that breaking up and really allowing, like, everything that's not in alignment will come into alignment, because that fierce, it's kind of like the ace. It reminds me of like the Ace of Swords or the wand, like it's like everything's coming in right now, like boom, boom, boom. So I just had to bring that up because it's like, there's going to be some awakenings happening.
And with Uranus here, I and the fact that we're in Taurus and Scorpio for the eclipse, and Uranus so close in our destinies with the North Node, I really am not surprised that it is falling right now with our voting elections. Mm-hmm. The other thing, goosebumps. The other thing that doesn't surprise me is the fact that the Powerball is at literally $2 billion. Taurus is about big ticket money, and cryptocurrency keeps coming up with it. Mm-hmm. And it's not a coincidence.
So are you suggesting people go play their lucky numbers?
I'm just suggesting that it isn't a coincidence that they're going to have to make that some group of people is going to their life is going to change drastically with Uranus. And it is going to be about their resources, and it is going to be about what they want and what they need. And it could be big for them. Obviously life-changing, you win that amount of money. But it's not a coincidence. Not at all. I cannot wait to wake up tomorrow morning and see what happens. I really can't. So yeah, Uranus is it's gonna flip the switch for us. Somewhere in, you know, if you're not aligned with where you're supposed to be going, you're gonna feel this eclipse big time. Couple other highlights of this in the sky: Mercury, Venus, the South Node, and the Sun are all in Scorpio, which is deep, 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 deep. So, you know, Venus is our relationships, Mercury is our communication. We're going to have to really be feeling the deep depths of our emotions with this eclipse and this full moon. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to think your way out of anything this week. Nope. It's going to be all feel it, let it flow through. Use your gut intuition on this, because what normally works and grounds you may not work.
And I feel like and like you kind of said earlier too, like I feel like our physical body will be showing us where we have those weak points. And so self-care and really honoring and listening to your body is going to be very important. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. What you do, your body's going to tell you. Like, I'm not like, I don't like to have to share that I spent all day yesterday crying my eyes out. For what? I have no idea. Like, I did. Everything was, I was over emotional on everything. I am a fixed sign. Like, I have a whole lot of fixed in my chart. I don't like change, and things are, I'm being forced to change a lot in my life. And so I'm really struggling with those heavy emotions of change in who I am publicly and who I am at home and with my family. And boy, yeah, everything was heavy for me yesterday. And I would cry it out, and then I would be fine. And I'd be like, and then something would overwhelm me again, you know, wash over me. I wouldn't say overwhelm me, but wash over me again. I would feel the flood of energy hit me again, and I'd have to let it go. And just, yeah, lots of tears. And some people are like, oh, you should get out and do things. For me, that's not how I work. I'm a loner. And so I really, for me to process and do my work, it takes being alone and feeling it to its depth for me to let it go.
Yep.
Even as bad as it can be.
Yeah. I was a little different yesterday. I literally was on, I was floating everywhere I went. Like I was floating, like for real. Like I'm like, I am in another dimension right now. Like driving down, I had a Reiki client in the morning, and I'm like driving to the studio, and I'm like, wow, I am not really even here. It was like, it was intense. And so I had to like make sure I was grounding myself and just making sure that I was listening to my body. And yeah, and I have my sun, my midhaven, and there's one other, I want to say it might be Uranus in Scorpio. And then I have my south, or my Chiron is in Taurus, and my north node is in Cancer. So like really aligning to, you know, relationships and healing, and the healed, wounded healer, I guess it is, you know,
Mhm.
really bringing that into like, okay, I've done the work, man. I have been doing the work. And now today in my meditation, Isis came to me full wings spread, full glory, like full on. And she's like, are you ready? And I was like, for what? And then my kids, like, I got distracted and I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I'm not receiving it like consciously what's happening or what's going to happen. But I said, you know what? Yes, I am. I'm opening and trusting myself. I'm trusting the universe. I'm trusting my guides that whatever is meant for me, that is for my highest and best good will be. So I had to really open myself up and just say, yes, Isis, I'm ready. Whatever it
Yeah.
is, let's go.
Yeah.
So it was, so I know something big is coming.
It is. And when I did a meditation, 2 weeks ago with the solar eclipse and the new moon, my meditation literally was coins going up into the air, and they're just up there. I feel like they're gonna fall, like the coins are all gonna fall, and what turns up is for you. What's gone isn't for you, and it's for you, it's what's left is for your highest good. You might be shocked by what's left or something that the universe threw in for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really think that it's just what goes up has to come down, and what's going to come down is what is meant for us.
And that brings up too, I had a client yesterday who in a Reiki session, she kept seeing the eagle, and the eagle medicine has been very prevalent for me as well. And so when we think about the eagle archetype or the medicine that it brings, it is about releasing and surrendering the worries and the things that we've been gripping onto for so long. It's like finally releasing that to spirit, right? Letting it go and trusting that what is yours will stay. And so you saying that kind of brought that. And then I saw this huge eagle that was like with us while I was playing with the kids at the park yesterday. And I was like, this is absolutely, a sign. This is one of those synchronicities, one of those signs that it's like, yeah, eagle is here. And the eagle also brings the element of, air, the east, which is that inspiration, the downloads, the quick thinking. And so I think with Uranus, that's all kind of intertwining in its own little way. So I think working with eagle medicine would be really beautiful. Working with the air element would be really beautiful, even though we're in an earth and a water kind of energy, like bringing that air element to just bring in those insights.
Yes. And
that's what I'm intuitively feeling.
Yes. And I was going to say that as well. We have so much that is in water, Scorpio, and then you have the moon and Uranus in the earth. And so, you want to be balanced and you want to feel that balance in your body. My suggestion, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to light all the candles I have in my house. I'm going to use all the candle magic. All the candle magic that I possibly can, and air, get outside in the air, fresh air, to help balance the element section of this energy. Like, yeah, it's really watered down. If you're looking at the sky, it's Scorpio can be really, really deep waters for a lot of people. Yep. And so,
I live that. I'm a Scorpio sun, Scorpio midhaven, and another something in there as well. But I can't remember. But and yeah, it is. It's the depths. But it's also uncovering. It's like in my meditation this morning, it's like I had to go through my own heart center and look at it. What is it really? And it's like I had to bring my own light, my own radiance into that space to open it, to bring in the light and see what, like, wow, there's actually some external influences that are still affecting my life, my choices. There may be some places within my life I'm still kind of giving my power away more like unconsciously. So it's like I really had to clear my field. I had to cut some cords and just do some breath work to really call my power back to me. So I think that's going to be really important too, because you know, especially those that are just stepping onto the spiritual path, they might not be aware of everything that's affecting them. And so calling our power back, keeping our energy cleared, going outside, grounding, you know, buying yourself beautiful flowers and actually like smelling them, all of that's going to matter because it's going to bring you back into the moment. And the moment is where the magic really occurs. And so really getting into that. And some crystals that I am called to work with for this is going to be selenite. Selenite is super inexpensive. It's amazing. It's also, yeah. And this moon is called the beaver moon. It's called like the snow moon. So if you think about it, so, and I also have like a little tea light, it's a white tea light here. So I have that going. And basically a simple practice that you can do is just put the selenite in your hand in prayer position in front of your heart, take a couple nice deep breaths and really just set your intentions and almost like think about all the things that are happening in your life right now and just breathing them out, you know, giving them to spirit, giving them to the air, releasing what's no longer needed, right? And knowing that what's left, like as you're thinking about your day, thinking about what's going on, knowing that's what's left is yours to work on. And so you could do that with selenite, and it also helps to cleanse and clear your energy field. And then you can set your selenite by the candle, letting the candle burn all the way if you have a small candle. And then the other ones that I have that are going to be more of the depths, which is going to be a little bit more of that Scorpio energy, is rainbow obsidian. This is an amazing sphere. You can't see all the rainbow, but it looks like an eyeball. It's so cool. You can't really see. Yeah, I love this one. And this is really good. I have notes too, so I didn't mess up. This one is really going to enhance our journeying. So like shamanic journeying, astral travel, our meditations. It's going to help us to get into those depths. Again, the scorpion depths. So we can actually see the gold nuggets that are there, because don't be afraid. This is the thing. We're all so scared, or been programmed to be scared of those dark parts of us. You know, like, oh, I don't want to see that. I don't want to admit that about myself. You know, oh my gosh, no, I want to be this. But when we actually like go into those shadows, we see that there is a whole other side of us just wanting to be birthed. It's like, here it is on a platter for you. It is your shadow. It is uncomfortable. But when you see it for its beauty, you can actually start to integrate those aspects of yourself, which brings you back into wholeness. And that's what we're here to do on this spiritual journey, is coming back into wholeness. And then this one is also excellent for any kind of mystical experiences. So if you work with the moon, work with, your energies and things of that nature, it's going to help you. It also brings courage and supports you in kind of going head on to the mysteries of your own soul, to your emotional body, to bringing those to light, to seeing where it is that you need a little bit more love, right? And really knowing that you're whole in every moment, and just bringing our awareness back to that wholeness. And so that's a really great one. The other one that I've been working with a lot too is Shanghai, which is going to be great for all the waves. We are so sensitive. Yes, it's all the shit, right? It's all the waves. It's the energy. It's our technology devices. It's TV. It's everything. Like, this literally purifies your water. You can put this in your water, right? And it will purify your water. So this is about purification. And again, when we are dealing with our shadows, right, when they're coming up for us, we're getting uncomfortable. Our body, our pain body is presenting maybe aches and pains. It's not just like, oh, my elbow's sore. There's probably an emotional attachment to that somewhere, right? Or your lower back or your feet or whatever. And so this is also about purification. So when those pain points come up, we are purifying by bringing our awareness to it and doing maybe a little meditation. Or I've been doing a lot of like color healing or color baths. And I've been teaching my clients like how to bring different colors into your body to really clear out, so you can visualize a beautiful color that you're really drawn to intuitively and bring that into that space and say, I'm bringing love into this space. What is no longer mine, please leave, What is no longer needed here, please go and fill it with this. For me, it's always usually golden light, but fill it with this golden light of divine love and wisdom. So Shanghai is all about purifying energy. It's an ancient crystal that carries energy of ingenuity. So that's going to be kind of like bringing new ideas in, right? And yeah, it just helps us to learn more and to move forward and kind of make those breakthroughs that we need. And we have to remember that, yes, we're feeling all these energies. It can be intense, but it's leading us to a breakthrough, right? That's that Uranus kind of energy and that Kundalini energy, that spark. It's there for a purpose, to break us out of the illusion or the Maya and into our full embodiment, which is enlightenment. And so we're all on that journey. So if you have those crystals, I recommend, even just meditating, holding them or placing them around you, or if you want to sleep with them by your bed at night, like whatever works for you. But start bringing in, those elements too, can really help you on this journey.
Yeah. I have a couple, and it's funny because I have black tourmaline, and it's a rough raw, and obsidian rough raw. All of my crystals I picked were all the raw. I don't know if it just intuitively, I was like, yep, these are what I need. And they're all very raw. So I feel like, that raw depth of Scorpio is they're gonna work me through it. But I felt like the black stone, if you don't have these particular, anything black for grounding in the body, I feel will be great for feeling that physical part of your energy. But then I also grabbed some heart stones, some green and raw emerald, and some raw rose quartz for heart energy, that bridge between our physical and our spiritual is, at the heart. Because then I also grabbed clear quartz and selenite. Mm-hmm. So I feel like my intuition was like a connection of all three is gonna be necessary for me. If you have any of these or similar, I use those, but go with your gut. You're gonna feel what you need,
Mm-hmm. And I'm feeling too, just intuitively as you're speaking, like all the black also represents our Earth Star chakra, which is underneath our feet. It's part of our expanded chakra system, which more and more people are becoming more aware of, that we have more than just what's in our physical body. But that also really has to do with ancestral patterns, like you were mentioning ancestors. This has to do with some karma within collective ancestral. So you may be clearing some of that too. So working with these stones, you can also set the intention of working with your own Earth Star to allow you to move forward, and again, clearing out what's no longer needed, moving past those loops or boundaries, or not boundaries, but those loops or patterns that you've been playing on the last 6 months of they've been popping up, and being like, how am I still holding on to this from my ancestors? What is it that ancestors are here to show me and to guide me through? And money is a big one, and that's been something that I've been working on a lot too, is the money aspect of like, okay, so I'm a newly single mom, like what I got to pay the bills. How can I do all the things and still have energy for myself and for my children? And so, that's a big part of it, is like clearing the contracts or any vows of being enslaved to money, or any vows of living in poverty, or that kind of mindset is going to be really powerful right now to go ahead and clear that. And we can do that with our intentions, or seeking out someone like Candy or myself to help you navigate that. Usually when you're working with a healed practitioner or a energy practitioner, we can kind of help move through it a little bit smoother than sometimes doing it on your own, but you can absolutely do it on your own. So yeah, that's kind of just some of the stuff I just intuitively was getting. So ancestral healing, Earth Star energy, those dark crystals, the lower chakras, let's clear out, because 11/11 is coming up, which is on Friday, which is a huge portal for divine union. This is the Heroes Gamos. This is where the masculine and the feminine energies of the earth and of each one of us comes together together. And so this is emerging. So I think that all this clearing out, all this self-realization and acceptance of where you are and moving forward. And I keep hearing clearing the house, clearing the house. We're clearing the house, right? Our body's our vessel, our body's our house. So clearing that in preparation for this Heroes Gamos, which really is the divine coming, and understanding that the divine is always within you, but it's like that spark is reignited within all of us. And I know 1111 has like angel numbers, or there's, you know, numerology behind it too. So, you know, if you're seeing that, it's probably time for you to really start balancing that masculine, feminine, which is also Tantra, which is the heart or the soul and the spiritual and the mundane weaving together, right? So yeah, I think that's definitely a path that I know I'm on. I know that I am embracing my tantric self. My past lives as a tantrika are coming back full force, which scares me a little bit, but I know that this is part of my journey as well. So that's what I just was kind of feeling with that. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
You're laughing.
I know. So yes, I have lots of synchronicities, and 1111 is big for me. I see that often. Numbers are huge signs for me. This one falling as close as it does to the eclipse, I think is going to be even more like with an eclipse. You don't necessarily have to manifest during an eclipse, because what's going to happen is going to happen. Like, it is our destiny, kind of. It just is what the universe wants for you. But with 1111 coming, it's major time to manifest at that, you know, that portal. So as that eclipse, and you're seeing the chips fall, and you see what's laying still for you out in front of you, take a look at what is still around by this Friday. And then use that to set your intentions for the portal to manifest what it is you desire this next go round. Yeah.
And again, as you're talking, I can't help that I just get all these insights. I'm like, oh my goodness, okay. So I also heard that there are going to be people who are going to be meeting their significant others, their soul family, their soul partners. I feel like that union, and this could be partnerships, this could be relationships, this could be romantic, this could be another level with your own children. Like, there's a lot of different levels that it could be, but it feels like that is also coming up. So if you've been kind of on that heartfelt path to find yourself in another, this might be the opportunity where you're going to see those patterns coming up. That's like, oh, I need to release this so then I can call in that true love. That kind of energy coming in. And I'm going to pull a couple cards for the collective, just because I was really drawn to. I'm gonna pull one more because it's like so obvious. I'm also using my Lemurian deck, and just a little background about me. I remember a lot of my past lives, and one of them I do remember being a priestess in Lemuria, ancient, over, I don't even know how many years ago, over 5,000 years ago, very, very long time ago. And so this what's happening on the earth is also happening in other realms that we can't quite fully fathom sometimes, but we are really building the earth. We're putting a new template or a new layer or a new grid structure on with all this heart work that we've been doing, with all of us really understanding who we are at a soul level, and understanding the soul is part of us. It's not just our physical body. And so when we're bringing those aspects of ourselves back together, what we're doing is recreating like the times of Lemuria, when we were these illuminated beings, and that we had telepathy, and we could communicate without words, and we had this beautiful power of healing and connecting. And I think that we're all kind of on that journey to back again to wholeness. And you know, and we all can see it in a different way, but that Lemurian energy is really strong with me. And I feel like this is, you know, kind of stepping stones to bringing that united front back together and healing those aspects of ourselves. So that's why I grabbed this deck. So yeah, let's do this one right here. Ooh, okay. So the first one that we got is the violet flame. So this is all about cleansing our energy field, just like we were talking about earlier. Like you can, again, use color. So use violet, and you can imagine that your whole body is surrounded with violet energy, and that it's washing and purifying your energy field. And this is going to really, again, it's going to allow for new energy to come in. So once we clear, then we can expand. And then we got transformation. I mean, that's just obvious. It's just so obvious. That's where we're at. But if you see her, she is holding her heart, and she looks so innocent and pure, because remember, we are innocent and pure. Our soul is innocent and pure. And no one, no religion, no thing can take that away from us. So remembering your sovereignty, putting your freaking crown back on, and claiming who you are, all of you. And so that's the part of transformation, letting die what's no longer serving and being reborn, right?
Might make me cry. I'm so emotional.
Bring it out, baby. Bring it out. Because that's what this is about. This is coming back to our true soul essence, coming back to who we truly are, and allowing our radiance to shine. That is what we're here to do. And we've just been programmed and conditioned, and there's other, you know, negative agendas that are out there in the world that are trying to still keep us small. And it's like, no more. We have to take our power back from all places, all people, all beings, all situations, and understand that we are in control of our energy. Yes, we're co-creators, but we have to take responsibility of the actions that we put forth. And that's, again, that karmic cycle of clearing.
Yes.
And then we got water. I can't even make this up, you guys.
Know, right?
And this, what I love about this is that there's all these beautiful roses around her, and she is actually pouring from the overflow.
Yep.
She's so in alignment with herself and her love and her purity, her innocence, her passion, her purpose, right? She's so in alignment with her emotions, even, that she allows them to flow instead of getting stuck and bogged down in her energy body. She's allowing them to flow. She fills herself up. She tends to her sacred body. She tends to her emotions. She tends to those that are meaningful relationships around her. And with that, then she comes from that overflow. So this is all about self-care too. This is about tending to all aspects of who you are and allowing that energy to flow freely to everyone around you just by you doing your inner work. Okay, so soak in the bath, go to the water, go to the river, go to a lake, whatever you got around you, and just be around that energy, and just imagine that it's like purifying you, like the waters of Kuan Yin, right? The sacred waters purifying you and bringing you back into alignment so you can overflow your love.
I love it. I love it.
I know, I couldn't make those up.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I know.
So with all that beautiful energy, I just want everyone just to take a nice deep breath and let that sink in. Just let that sink in. You know, that we are here doing this beautiful work. And if we can change our perspective from like drudging through the mud to, I get to experience a full spectrum of emotions, and I get to choose a new path with every opportunity that comes into my view. And sometimes those paths are harder than others. And sometimes there are times where we have those heavy burdens and those heavy emotions, but to honor ourselves as being a human being in wholeness that experiences the range. I think is powerful.
Absolutely. I always say, you know, we all have feelings, all of them. And the only reason that we say there are certain things are bad and certain things are good is because that's what we've been conditioned to think. You know, we've been conditioned to think that being angry is a bad emotion, that being jealous and envious are bad emotions. They're not at all. It's just an emotion. That is all. And we get to have them, and we have to experience all of them. It's who we are. We have to have the dark and the light to be whole. Like that's just the way it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel that so much to my core. And what do they say? Energy is, or emotion is energy in motion. It's not supposed to be stagnant. So what happens is our ego gets stuck to them and we claim them as who we are.
Right.
Right. I am angry. Of course, yes, we're experiencing anger, but that doesn't mean I am that.
Right.
So it's kind of like coming back to your I am presence too, your higher self, right? In the Bible, I am that I am, right? So having that, like, what if instead of saying I'm angry, I'm just putting this out there, like, what if we start saying like, I'm experiencing anger right now?
Yes. Why don't we say that?
Yeah.
I want to say that.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm not a big ball baby like I was yesterday. I'm not that, but maybe I am. Maybe I am.
You needed those emotions to flow through you, and you did what you needed to do to allow that out instead of just pressing it down and shoving it down and putting another band-aid on it and another until you like got 6 inches of band-aids on you, and finally you're like, let's rip these off, like, and then that's when it explodes, right? So trusting yourself in those moments and allowing the energy to flow, and maybe just changing our verbiage, and that's probably going to be a more difficult one for a lot of us, because we say I am this, I am that.
Yeah.
So a blue jay just went by. A beautiful blue jay. Hello. Well, is there anything else that you want to say about how people can navigate this energy, or anything that you didn't get to bring up yet? We have a couple more minutes still.
Yeah, just do your best. What do you need? And do it. If it's rest, take it. If it's self-care, do it. If it's a workout like no other, you're going to run 10 miles, whatever it is, you do it. You do what you have to do to get through it, whatever it happens to be.
And you have some great things coming up too on the calendar this month. So you're doing a full moon bath this week, right? Are there spots left for that?
There are a couple spots left on Wednesday. It's a full moon sound bath, 7:00 at the Blue Lunacy Yoga and Sound Studio in Belle Plaine.
And that's Wednesday the 9th. So those of you guys that are watching the replay. Okay. And then you also offer personal, like single one-on-one sound healing, right?
Yes. Individual sound sessions by appointment throughout the week. What works for your schedule. I'm available most days and some evenings. And you can just contact me and we can help you move that energy.
Yes. And I also, of course, work at Blue Luna Sea as well. So I offer essential Reiki, which we're really moving through the energy. We're working through the physical body. We're working through the spiritual body, the mental body, helping to kind of flush things out and giving you a lot of peace and calm and restoration. And then I also do Akashic readings. So if you're interested in past lifetimes or interested in what is it that my ancestors are wanting me to clear, what am I here to, what vows or contracts are ready to be dissolved, I also help with that as well. So you can contact me for that information too. And next month, we're already planning some cool things for the sound healing. We have an event next month too together. So we're going to co-host something. So that be on the lookout for that. And I know I'll post our information in the little description of this video, but I want to just say, will you tell us what your new website is, the new website for the studio?
So it's Blue Lunacy. So it's BLULUNAC.com, and a whole new website. It has Athena's information. It has my information. It has all events that will be at the studio. Check it out. It's amazing.
Yeah, It feels so good. It feels so good for you. So I'm excited. I'm excited for all this. So I think that's all we have for you guys. Let us know your comments. Let us know if there's a topic that you're interested in when it comes to the body, the mind, the spirit, the heart. Let us know, because we are going to continue to do this as long as we feel called. And yeah, if you need support, definitely reach out as well.
Yep.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you, Candy. All right. Bye.
Bye.